everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're diving deep into self-care.
Yeah, we're going to try to go a little deeper than usual.
Exactly, because everyone talks about self-care, but what does it really take to feel the benefits? You know what I mean?
Right.
So we've got a whole bunch of expert tips, and we're going to break them down,
Sounds good.
find out what actually works. And I think a good place to start is with sleep,
Sleep, yeah.
which seems obvious,
Right.
but maybe it's not so obvious.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that people know is important,
Right.
but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't really,
They know they should.
yeah, they know they should, but they don't necessarily prioritize it.
Right, they brush it off.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll get to that.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, haha.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's really crucial. I mean, there's so much research now about how important sleep is for not just our physical health,
Right.
but our mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times we think about sleep as just affecting how tired we feel,
Right.
but it's so much more than that, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's like our brain is doing all this work while we're sleeping. It's like filing things away.
It's like hitting the reset button.
Yes.
It's like when you restart your computer and everything runs smoother.
Yes. It's like defragging your hard drive.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're on the same page with sleep. Sleep is important, maybe more than we realize.
Absolutely.
What about hobbies?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't have time for hobbies. Like, that's a luxury.
Right.
Is it really that important?
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
And I know it can feel, like you said, like a luxury, like something you do if you have extra time.
Right.
But it's really more like preventative maintenance
Okay.
for your mental health.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, when you engage in activities that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, it helps to reduce stress. It gives your brain a break from the everyday grind.
Right.
And it can even help you develop new skills and tap into your creativity, which is something that we often neglect as adults.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, like you were saying, it's almost like cross-training for your brain,
Exactly, because different hobbies challenge your brain in different ways.
Mhm.
So if you're always working on, spreadsheets all day,
Right.
maybe you need something creative in your life.
It's like painting or playing music. Or if if you have a very social job, maybe you need something that's a little more solitary.
Right.
Like gardening or knitting.
Right. Okay, so we've got sleep, we've got hobbies, and another one that I think is really hard for a lot of people, myself included, is setting boundaries.
Boundaries. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's so hard. I don't know, it's like I feel guilty
Right.
if I say no to something.
Yeah, it's easy to feel like you're being selfish.
Yeah.
But it's actually the opposite, right? Because when you set boundaries, you're protecting your time and energy so that you can show up as the best version of yourself for the things that are truly important to you.
That's a good point. So what are some practical tips? How do you actually do that? Well, it starts with recognizing that saying no is okay.
Okay.
You don't have to say yes to everything.
Right.
And you don't have to give a reason either. It's okay to just say, I'm not able to do that right now.
Right.
And another thing you can do is be mindful of how you're spending your time and energy.
Okay.
Are you constantly saying yes to things that drain you?
Yes.
Are you spending hours scrolling through social media when you could be doing something more fulfilling?
Yes. Guilty.
We've all been there.
Okay, so set those boundaries. Be the guardian of your own time and energy. Love it. Now, let's talk about taking care of our physical selves,
Yeah.
which I think is really important. And I think sometimes we can be hard on ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we tend to focus on the external, like how we look rather than how we feel.
Yes.
But true self-care is about nourishing our bodies from the inside out.
Right.
And that starts with, the basics like eating a healthy diet, moving our bodies regularly. But it's also about things like staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, which we talked about.
Right.
And listening to our bodies.
Yes. And I think sometimes we forget to do that. We're so busy, we just kind of push through.
Right. We ignore the signals.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So we're nourishing our bodies, we're setting boundaries, we're making time for sleep and hobbies. And the last one I want to talk about is mindfulness, which I have to be honest, it's one of those words that I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right. Yeah, it can be a little bit of a buzzword.
Yeah.
But it's actually a very simple concept.
Okay.
It's about paying attention to the present moment without judgment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, just noticing your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations without getting carried away by them. And it's something you can practice anytime, anywhere. You can do it while you're eating, while you're walking, while you're washing the dishes.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a big formal meditation practice, although that can be helpful too.
Right, right. So just like little moments throughout the day.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's about finding those little pockets of peace and stillness in the midst of our busy lives.
I love that, finding those little pockets of peace. So I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
We've talked about sleep, hobbies, setting boundaries, nourishing our bodies, and practicing mindfulness.
It's a good start.
It is a good start. And I think the takeaway here is that self-care doesn't have to be complicated.
No, not at all.
It's really about making small, sustainable changes in our daily lives that add up to big results over time.
Absolutely. It's about prioritizing yourself.
Yes, exactly. And I think for me, what I'm hearing is that it's about being kind to yourself.
Yes.
Treating yourself with the same compassion and care that you would a good friend.
Love that. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, there you have it, our deep dive into self-care. Hopefully you can take away even just one thing that will make you feel just a little bit better.
Absolutely. Small steps lead to big changes.
That's right. Until next time.